Good morning, Tuesday 8:15, and I'm by myself this morning for the next couple of weeks. We thought we'd give this a go, and also because Gillian is unavailable, so wishing her well on her travels. And I was thinking today about what could I bring for us this morning, and I'm very aware that I take my body for granted, and I wonder if that resonates with other people. So I thought it would be helpful for me this morning to think about and pay attention to my body. In the text, I described how I would look at both old from our wonderful Siddur and new, and I'm going to draw on the writing of Yuval Noah Harari in his newest book, 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. So before I do that, thinking about our bodies, let's pay attention to our bodies. So think about the way you're sitting. Make sure you're comfortable, maybe a couple of shoulder rolls. Be nice. Oh, that feels good. And then stretching up. How often do we get a chance to really stretch up and look up? I don't think we do that enough. Stretch up. And if you feel able and comfortable, maybe stand up and give your legs a bit of a shake as well. And sit back down. So we do have a blessing for our bodies in our Siddur at the beginning of the day. And I thought I'd read that in English and Hebrew actually, why not? So if you're not familiar with the Hebrew, that's okay. I will read it in English and maybe let the words just flow over you whilst you pay attention to your own body, to what feelings you've got going on today. I'll start with the English. Blessed are you, our living God, sovereign of the universe, who formed human beings in wisdom, creating within them openings and vessels. It is revealed and known before the throne of your glory that if one of them is opened or one of them closed, it would be impossible to remain alive and stand before you. Blessed are you, God, who heals all flesh and performs such wonders. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher yatzar et ha'adam b'chokhmah v'varavo nekavim nekavim chalulim chalulim galui v'yadua lifnei chisech avodecha she'im yipatech echad mehem או יסתם אחד מהם אי אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה אדוני, רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. Blessed are you, God, who heals all flesh and performs such wonders. And I was really reminded by the passage in here about the openings and closings and the that if things are not opened or closed, it would be impossible to remain alive. And I had a little glimpse of that when I was walking my dog in the park yesterday. And I was listening to Yuval Noah Harari, who I'm going to reference later, or speak about later. And I was listening on some borrowed AirPods, so these little things that go in your ear, and they had this noise cancelling feature. I didn't even realise, so I had them in, I was listening away and it was fine. And then I decided the chapter finished and I thought, right, I'll stop listening and I'll just pay attention to what's going on. So I pressed pause and that was fine and carried on walking. And then I thought, I'll take the AirPods out and I'll put them back in the box and put them in my pocket. And as I took the AirPods out, I was overwhelmed by the loud noise. There was just this loud noise all around and it was this gushing sound. And I realised it was the flow of the stream next to me. And I had no idea that it was flowing so fast and so loudly until I took these AirPods out of my ears. And it was a real moment of appreciating my hearing. When I could hear that, so it was a little moment. I came home and actually said that blessing because it made me realise how much I take that for granted. talking about taking our bodies for granted. So Yuval Noah Harari, in his most recent book, 21 Lessons for the 21st Century, I've just listened to a chapter where he repeats this phrase, humans have bodies. Humans have bodies. And again, I was thinking about this passage, one of our morning blessings, about the gift of our body. Humans have bodies. And he was talking about it in relation to robots and artificial intelligence and algorithms. He was saying how recently, we're getting to, not recently, in the near future, we're going to get to a stage where we will ask Google which car is the best car to buy, because Google will know better than myself about my preferences, about my environmental habits, about my budget, about my style, about my colour. So we're losing our own sense of autonomy, because actually the algorithms and companies like Google and Facebook and these mega companies are knowing us more than we actually know ourselves. And he kept going back to this phrase, humans have bodies, and this sense that as humans we need to be in touch with our bodies and to be in relationship with other bodies, other people. And he talks about this idea of community and really knowing 150 people is the kind of maximums, even though maybe online, and I know there's an irony here because we're doing this on Facebook, but the fact that we can have thousands or hundreds and hundreds of friends on Facebook, or likes, or feel part of community online, but really it's through the interaction, the physical interaction, and face-to-face as bodies, as humans, that really is what we should focus and pay attention to, and it's increasingly difficult to do that. Right, I think we're in. So we have our bodies and we also have our souls. So we have a beautiful, beautiful blessing on page 33, the gift of our souls. I'll chant it in Hebrew for a bit, and I will also read out the English. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. 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 My God, the soul you have given me is pure. You created it, you formed it, and you made it live within me. We have our souls and we have our bodies. And hopefully this little moment in our day, in our morning, if you're watching this live, or whenever you're watching this, whenever you're catching this up, a moment to reflect and be grateful and hugely aware of our bodies and our souls. And I'll just finish with a quote from Yuval Noah Harari, a contemporary Israeli-American, I'd say philosopher. I might even call him a prophet. We can have that discussion sometime. This is what he said. If you don't feel at home with your body, you will never feel at home in the world. I wish you a good day. I wish you a day filled with attention and awareness and appreciation for the workings of your body and for your intentions and your soul and your thoughtfulness and the harmony of your body and soul together. Thank you so much for joining. We're doing a short one. We think maybe 10 minutes is good for Facebook. So I'm going to sign off now and see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye.